Hi, this is Dr. Evan Osar, the Chicago Integrated Movement Specialist. Welcome to this newsletter, where we're going to talk about a subject that's very, very important to the health of your spine. Because everything you do that's positive, get chiropractic adjustments, muscles activated, exercise, good posture, can be undone by the simple act of the thing we do the most in our daily lives. What is that? Sitting. The thing I'm doing right now. Sitting can undo all the good things you do because it's that slow, prolonged stretch of the spine. Let me show you. If this is our spine, well, and this is the natural curves of our spine, so you have a nice forward curve of the lumbar spine, a slight backwards curve of the thoracic spine, and another forward curve of the neck and cervical spine. Well, most of us don't sit this way. Most of us sit, and we sit in a posterior tilt, so the pelvis goes into a posterior tilt, and we flex through our lumbar spine. And then we know we have to sit up tall and straight, so what we do is we keep flexed down in the low back, and we hyperextend through our upper back. So we get real straight through the upper back, and we stay flexed through the low back. This is terrible for both the upper back and the lower back. It's terrible for the lower back because the ligaments and muscles stretch out, and it stresses the disc, and then we start to get these things called disc bulges and disc herniations. In the upper back, it's terrible because it puts pressure on the upper back because it's too straight, too tall, and that's why you get so stiff through your shoulder blades and through the neck because there's too much tension up here. What we need to do is get ourselves back on top of our sit bones. These two big bones, these thick bones right here are called our sit bones, and we need to restore the curvature of the low back and then the upper back as well. So the neck and then the upper back should be restored as well by sitting in the right posture. So let me show you how to sit properly because again, like I said, so many of us sit so many hours a day and every single day that it can change and have a dramatic effect on the health of the spine. So let me show you what poor posture looks like, and I'll show you what good posture looks like. Here's how most of us sit. Most of us, our chairs are too low, so our hips are below our knees. So that already puts me in a posterior tilt, and then in order to sit tall at my computer desk, I'll raise up like this. So now my low back's, my pelvis is tilted back, my lumbar spine is flexed, but my upper back is real stiff and tall. And I work like this for 8 hours a day. And then I get stiff, and I stretch out, and then I sit right back into this poor posture. So let me show you how to change that. What you want to do is elevate your chair as high as you possibly can. So I'm going to bring this chair up as high as I can. Now again, if you have a desk and your keyboard is near your knees, you'll have to modify this. But you want your desk, so your chair, so the hips are higher than the knees, if possible, or at least level, but at least a little bit higher, because now I can get my pelvis and sit on top of my sit bones. And then I get a little curvature in my low back, so I start to restore the natural curve of the low back. Now I can start to bring my rib cage over top my pelvis and keep my neck nice and long. So now I can work at my keyboard at a good posture. Another important key is how you sit down in the first place. For example, I want to make sure I sit down. Most of us sit down like this. We plop down in our chairs, and then we sit up tall like this, again, in the bad posture. What I want you to do now is sit way back in your chair first. So take a wider stance with your feet, sit your butt way back in the chair, now bring your torso up over top of your pelvis. And this puts you in a much more natural and more neutral spinal position. Now I'm ready to work and have much better alignment. And regardless, even if you're sitting in the best posture possible, you still got to change position. Move yourself further out in the chair so you're sitting more here, really on your sit bones, so you're out here. Other times, sit further back. But again, maintain that nice neutral spine. And again, if you sit for a living, you must get out of your chair a lot. Every hour, at a minimum, you should get out of your chair. Take your phone call standing up. Go get a drink of water. Walk around. Just get out of your chair to change the overstretching that happens or the stiffness that also happens in certain segments of the spine from being in a seated posture for too long. This is Dr. Evan Osar, the Chicago Integrated Movement Specialist. I hope this video helped you. And again, get out of your chair a lot, move around a lot, breathe right, and have a great day.